way. You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Raise your hands up. Raise them up.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call, episode 317. So it's the 22nd of June, 11 a.m. right now here in Singapore, GMT plus 8. Okay, so this is the currency call where you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. We will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risks. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so tomorrow, Wednesday, 23rd of June, 2 a.m. GMT plus 8, Fed Chair Powell is due to testify on the Fed's lending programs about the COVID-19 crisis. So as head of the central bank, his public appearance are often scrutinized by traders to catch cues regarding future monetary policy. So on that note, we have Kim Hong here, currency analyst at LCMS Traders, to run us through what to expect for this particular news event. Kim Hong.
All right, thank you, Junwei. Hello, everyone. Okay, yes, as mentioned by Junwei, the any Fed appearance is widely scrutinized by the public, by the market in particular. Okay, so so how this testimony will go on is that Fed Jerome Powell. Let me show you the so Fed Powell will be talking about. Will first be issuing a remark. Okay. An introductory remark that looks something like this. Okay, actually, this is the remark that that he will be going through. So he will read out from this script. Okay, and then the main thing, okay, the main action will be when he starts receiving questions from the committee members, not from the Fed, but from the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay, so the topic will be on, the pandemic relief fund on coronavirus pandemic. So, okay, the opening remarks, I've went through the opening remarks. It doesn't really have any much mentioning on monetary policy. Okay, not much details on whether they are going to do any tapering and things like that. Okay, he just mentioned, Powell just mentioned, like, the economy has shown sustained improvement. Over here, okay, the usual stuff. All right, the usual stuff. Then labor market have continued to improve. Job gains should pick up in coming months, and just downplaying inflation as transitory, expected to drop back to their longer term goal of 2%. Okay. In the future. So nothing much actually coming from the remarks. Okay, so what we want to pay attention to is the when the question and answer is being held. Okay, which is right after the Powell actually gives his remark. Okay, so there's actually a live link over here. I'll be pasting this link over in the chat later on, so you can actually watch this live. So this will be held at 0200 hours. Okay, GMT plus 8. So during the question and answers, okay, what we want to pay attention to is any hints that Powell will be dropping, okay, in terms of monetary policy, right? As you guys know, these few months we are actually, actually in the past 1 or 2 months, we are actually in the so-called QE tapering mode, okay, whereby we are, strictly scrutinizing on central banks from, the major central banks on whether they are actually looking into a tapering of the quantitative easing and eventually leading to a hike in interest rates. Okay, so any mentioning of QE tapering, or we'll be cutting back on these pandemic relief funds and things like that, is actually a sign that the central bank is optimistic in the recovery, in the economic recovery in the United States. Okay, so we want to pay attention to that. So that is the main thing that we will be looking for. Okay, if Powell is dropping any hints on that, on cutting QE back. Okay. Other than that, I don't think there's much to look forward to. Okay, it's just that one thing to pay attention to. However, okay, for traders out there, if you are trading or you currently are having any trades open at the moment, okay, just be careful, because at this period of time there may be volatility. I mean, in case like Fed Powell kind of say like, yes, we are going to cut QE and we are in the midst of talking it. If you spell it out like so very obvious, in an obvious manner, then that may actually cause some movements, okay, in the US dollar. Okay, so if you guys have any US dollar pairs running right now or planning to take it, just do it short run, short term, and sorry, I think I was muted. So yeah, okay, so not sure where I missed out, but yeah, if you guys are trading at the moment, okay, keep your trade short term. If you have any open trades running right now, just supervise it if you can, because during the testimony, okay, especially the Q&A session between the Fed and the committee members of the House of Representatives, okay, things, the price USD may actually be volatile during that period of time, especially if Jerome Powell were to actually drop any hints on QE tapering or any details on when they are going to plan to do it. Okay, so with that, if there's any, if he drops any hints or any major things, I'll update you guys tomorrow. Okay, other than that, I will hand it back to Junwei.
Okay, thank you, Kim Hong. Yeah, so on that note of looking at the USD, let's head to the charts. So we have Scott Andrews here from Forex Briefcase Australia to share with us on the dollar index. Scott.
All right. Hi, everyone, and happy Tuesday as well. So as mentioned yesterday in the currency call, it was, what could be treated as nearly a rest day. And that was shown in the US dollar as well. It ran out of any significant catalyst to, push it higher as well. So I've got the 4-hour time frame up here. I'm just going to zoom in. So we saw the US dollar break below 92.06. And I mentioned this in the EchoFin chat with LCMS that I wasn't going to take on any substantial positions going long, USD CAD, for an example, which was really nice last week in the group. So I wanted to see a pullback, and I wanted to see how it would test 92 in it, and it fell through essentially. So you've got two, plans as a trader. You either stay up and you watch it, or you just sort of say you have a stop loss set, or you don't take a position and you leave it, or you actively manage it and you stay up. So my thought process was that honestly, I didn't see any significant catalyst to warrant me, actively managing things in regards to a USD CAD long. And we did see some weakness, but we're seeing, as we saw last week, we've got the 91.80 offering a little bit of support here. And with tonight, like Kim Hong mentioned as well, we've got Jerome Powell testifying, and it's going to be interesting to see what's said. We did have FOMC member Williams speak very early this morning at 3 a.m. And, going through that, there's nothing really to take from that in regards to pushing the dollar aggressively higher. It was very passive and neutral, that particular speech. It was, quite to script, and there wasn't anything surprising to the markets as we saw. So, and equity markets did rally as well. Now, I did mention my Forex Trading Asia article that we've got home sales coming out tonight at 2200 GMT +8. So my thought process is we've got the US session opening at 9 o'clock, and ideally we can hover around here and a push higher. And I want to see what happens when we do test 92, because we've got a nice stop loss position possibly here at 91.80. That's around 25 pips or so. And then we've got what's very attractive to me is the upside at 93.40. Now, obviously, it's not just going to be moving like that, but we've got a few more things that, may help push the US dollar a little bit higher, even to where we saw maybe to the mid 92s, just with the continued inflation situation, even though it's probably going to come back down with all the supply constraints. But I just see a little more of an upside potential on the US dollar for now here.
Okay, thanks for that, Scott. All right, so today is Tuesday. The currency in focus today is Euro. So we have Jin Dao Tai here, founder of LCMS Traders, a multi-million-dollar trader trading an account with more than US $15 million on a daily basis. All right, Jin, I'll pass the time to you now for the Euro currency call.
Thank you so much, Chinwei. So, Tuesday, looking at the euro dollar, it has been moving quite nicely for a setup for several trade ideas. Straight away, sharing with you the chart here before we jump into the news. The euro dollar on H4 time frame, the last time we spoke about it last week, saying that it was likely to go up, test that 1.2145 resistance level before tracking lower towards 1.2053. It did more, way more than that. It broke below that 1.2053, even broke below that 1.1920, and broke lower early this week or yesterday or late last week and this week. Now back at this 1.1920 resistance level. Bear in mind, if I go to the daily time frame, the last time we were at this point was way back in April, this year, where we saw it hit that 1.1781 low point before tracking higher. So now at this 1.1910, what could happen? Looking at the news here on forextradingasia.com, the economic calendar, today being Tuesday, we do have, Kim Hong has already gone through the FOMC members speaking, and also other members coming up, or has already spoken early this morning at 3 a.m. Following from that, we have a lot of news, but not big price movers. Some US home sales, existing home sales numbers, not looking at a big change at this point. But what I want you to pay attention to is on Wednesday, tomorrow, where we do have a lot of Euro news being released, the manufacturing PMI numbers, the services PMI numbers, not just for the French, not just for the German, but for the Eurozone as a whole. What I would like to do is I normally pay more attention to what happens to the Eurozone as a whole rather than just the individual countries. So you can see here, Euro manufacturing PMI numbers was 63.1, expected a 62.1. So again, in that expansionary phase, but tracking a little bit lower. Services PMI numbers expected to be 57.8. It was a 55.2. So in terms of services in this view, looking like it's going to get in the expansionary phase and getting faster as well, expanding in a faster rate. So with all that put together, we might actually be looking at some upside towards the euro dollar, but the euro dollar is made up of the euro and also the dollar. So pay attention, Scott has been sharing with you about the dollar index. We did see that retracement back down, possibly looking at that resumption of that upward trend again. So if we do see that upward trend on the dollar index, whether it's today or over the next couple of days, it's going to make the euro dollar quite interesting. I'll share a bit more with you why I think so on the charts. The US PMI numbers we spoke about yesterday, Following from that, Thursday, we have some Euro news, the economic bulletin. Pay attention to that. Might seem like some good news coming out from there. Pound, we'll talk about tomorrow. And then the US GDP numbers we spoke about on Monday, looking to stay at a 6.4% quarter on quarter. And then finally, on Friday, we have not a lot of news and some US news which is not likely to move prices too much. So with all that said, what could happen here is on the charts here, Euro Dollar H4 time frame. Right now, I'm looking at it at 1.1910, with the likelihood of the PMI numbers being quite positive, being quite good. We might actually see the Euro Dollar continue on this move and possibly track and test this 1.1920 level a little bit more. I think that it could turn down from here, but I would like to see it break above this point, let it try to test higher before tracking lower as we see the US dollar index resume its strength, resume the upward trajectory towards the upside. So with the Euro dollar, what I would be doing is look for selling opportunities below 1.19. Below 1.19, you could be looking at a 30-40 pip stop loss towards the support level of about 90 to 120 pip take profit level. You're looking at an easy 1:3 risk reward ratio, but what you would need to do is wait for it to go up, or wait for it to reject this resistance level before you see any selling opportunities. So below 1.19, 30 pip, 40 pip stop loss for 90 to 120 pip take profit level towards the downside, towards the 1.1781 support level. This pattern actually is going to be applied pretty much across the board. We're casting back yesterday, we spoke about the New Zealand dollar. I said that it was going to go up to test that 7013 resistance. It came very close and looks like it's going to start tracking lower again. So the same pattern being applied, but it might be stretched out a little bit longer. So as we looked at the Euro dollar, we look at the Euro pound here. Euro pound looking like it's been, we saw a lot of volatility last night on the Euro pound. It's hit that 8545 level. It's hit the 8545 level. I think that we might see it track up. We might see it track up, being dragged up by the Euro dollar. So as the Euro dollar goes up, we're likely to see the Euro pound track higher as well. And as the pound dollar look like it might be testing this level, it might track lower, which could drag the Euro pound up again. So I would, in the Euro pound sense, look for it to test 8580. Look for it to test 8580 before tracking, possibly tracking lower again. Or if it does break up, we could see it go higher. So I would say now, look to do nothing on the Euro pound. Wait it out, let it go towards 8580. I think tomorrow, as we look into the pound dollar, we're going to get a clearer picture of where we see the pound dollar likely to move, and then also where the Euro pound could be heading towards.
Okay, thanks for that, Jin. All right, so just a reminder again, disclaimer here, any information shared here is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It's solely the opinion and views of the speakers here. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so Daniel, I understand that yesterday you guys had a mentoring session every Monday and Wednesday. So yesterday was Monday. Would you like to share any trade ideas or any particular insights that you can share with the audience today?
Yes, thank you very much, Jinwei. Yes, indeed, I would like to share very much. In fact, yesterday was really interesting day. What in LCMS Traders Club, where we have a community of traders, where we share trade strategies, ideas, analysis, monitoring the market together. So really, yesterday we had a group coaching sessions, almost every Monday evening, 8 p.m. we have group coaching sessions. what we did yesterday was we look at what happened last week and what could impact, and this week, what kind of news coming in could impact the currency markets. Now, with that, we form how trade ideas are formed, help you prepare for your trading journey for the week, and what kind of decision making, whether to hold on to the trades, take the trades, or to secure, or what kind of plans would you do to close and secure your profits. So yesterday we were looking at the market, and we saw that overall, as what everyone already has mentioned, the US will forecast probably a US dollar strengthening because of a very strong FOMC last week, coming in. So when we look at the trades, we were looking at it, and we have a couple of trade ideas preparing for the week. We have the US yen, Euro USD, Euro pound, your US CAD, and the US Swiss as well. Now, looking at the trades, maybe I just share with you one of the ideas that we had looking in the price here. We were looking at the Euro Yen, and we said that with the Euro Yen probably tomorrow, Wednesday, PMI coming in, it could strengthen upwards. It could come back and hit the resistance of 131.9, and then once it comes back with the same favorite currencies like US and yen, perhaps coming in on a Thursday, Friday, strengthening itself, then we could look for coming back down. So we're looking at 131.5. Going up and then coming back down 131.5, look for a possible sell trade idea. So, and there are many more trade ideas for a lot of discussions as well with a lot of members, and there are trade ideas as well. So indeed, really it's very beneficial. When I look at it, it's very beneficial with all the members here coming in. They enjoyed, and then also in any point of time they got any questions, they can just ask the questions like they were asking yesterday. Because Bank of England has the vote counting, for example, they actually share the vote counting, and they actually ask if the ECB does the same thing, and what should they look out for, and what should they do. So a lot of good discussions coming in. It really broadens the knowledge of the forex market on how to trade. Okay, so if you look at it, so those who are already LCMS Traders Club members, remember to come in on Monday for the group coaching sessions 8 p.m. and on Wednesdays live trading session. So Monday we do analysis, and then we look at what we could possibly look for medium-term trade for the week, and then for live trading on Wednesdays we look at what we could be trading on the spot, and perhaps holding on 1 to 2 days. So it's going to be very great and to see everybody here. For those who are already not in the club, the link will be pasted up on the chat group, www.lcms.com.sg. Go ahead and join the group here. It's only a US $49 a month, but very beneficial. Lots of members have already benefited on that. We'll wait for you to come in soon as well. Okay, so now let me pass it back to Junwei.
Okay, thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I pasted the link in the chat, so just go ahead and click on the link and subscribe if you require coaching or support for your trading. All right, so we have come to the end of the session today. Yeah, we're at the end of the session today. Yeah, Daniel, you can speak faster. All right, we come to the end of the session today. We will see you guys tomorrow for the pound currency analysis. Thanks and goodbye.